Welcome back. Our next guest is a master budgetologist. Felicia Jones is the founder of Keep Up with Mrs. Jones, and a little more than a year ago, Felicia jumped off the 9-to-5 track, right, to start working on her passion, helping small business owners gain control over their money. Welcome, Felicia.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Super nice to have you, but I got to ask, what is a budgetologist?
Well, it is someone who's an expert in doing budgets.
An expert in doing budgets. Well, okay. I don't know if we're qualified to have this conversation, Felicia, right? How do you become a master expert at doing budgets? Because I think nobody wants to do a budget.
Well, you become an expert when you did what I did. You learn the hard way about money. You make some money, you spend all of it, and then you just start realizing you got to change something. So that's how you become a master budgetologist.
I think you just described every small business owner's experience altogether. We start off making a little money, that sounds great, then we spend way more than we made, and before you know it, we've dug ourselves into a hole. Where do we start?
You have to just start with acknowledging what's going on with your money. You don't have to go and do anything drastic, just acknowledge that, hey, it maybe it's time to do something different with the money. Well, and that's it.
I'm so excited that you found a passion in helping people with their budgets and decided to start a company. But one of the things that I know you talk about is that there is an epidemic of entrepreneurs who are probably out there doing fairly decent, but they are not taking home a paycheck. They're not paying themselves. Is that really true?
Yes, people want to work for free. For some reason, we want to go, and I love how you always say we stopped our job to work part-time, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Right,
and add
half days.
half days,
right?
And add, 5 more hours to that. And we work so hard, but we always forget to pay ourselves. And we have people at home that are depending on us or supporting us, and we have to remember, and we have to eat too. That's what they say.
Okay, and I get the whole you have to eat thing. I mean, if I have to concede something, I suppose that's it. But help me understand this, because when we talk about where we spend our money, are we supposed to pay ourselves first? And if we do, then how do we pay the rest of the bills? Because I am expensive.
Well, you have to be a little bit realistic with how much you want to pay yourself. I know a lot of us, we want to go in and start having these $10,000 a month paychecks. I'm still looking for that myself. But, but you do have to practice giving yourself something so that you know that it's a habit, and you actually should pay yourself first, because you have to take care of you, your home, and then you can work on the business.
I know some business owners, and I remember hearing somebody, she said she would write her paycheck, right, every month, and she would do payroll for the rest of the company, but she stuck them in the drawer. She never cashed them because, again, there's not always enough money to really stretch it. So, Felicia, what are some steps? If somebody they've started their own business, they're at that space where they are bringing in money, but not enough, they're not actually taking home a paycheck, what do you recommend they do first?
Well, the first thing is just actually lay everything out and look at the financial picture of the business. You need to look at what you're selling, how much money you're making, and what you're spending.
That cost of goods sold comes up and gets people, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it bites you in the butt all the time. So you need to pay attention to that. And that's the very first thing, is just start looking at everything. And one of the best things I can always recommend is just really looking at those expenses, because sometimes you may be able to get rid of some, depending on where you are in your business. And you may have to bring a few things back home and do them yourself for a little bit, but you just got to start looking at what's happening, and then you can start making better decisions.
Right. We always talk about, we don't necessarily have an income problem, we have a spending problem. There's always more things that we can spend money on, right?
Yes.
And I think that we find ourselves in that, unfortunately, in that habit more often than not.
We're investing in the business.
Right?
Yes, I hear that a lot. It's called reinvesting in the business, where sometimes we're just spending money because we are. I mean, that's what we're doing. Yes. And I try to warn a lot of my clients about spending your way to success. Sometimes we'll just keep spending money because this next best thing is going to get me there, versus maybe it's time to just pay attention and really have a plan for where we're going.
So it's okay to plateau and make a little money for a little while?
You can make some money. There's nothing wrong with making a little bit of money.
All right. Before you invest in that next big thing.
Yeah.
All right. So put it all out, lay it all out, see where it is, and maybe just do a little bit of assessment. But if we don't take home a paycheck, we're not going to be in business for very long, right? I mean, our spouses aren't going to put up with that.
Well, you got to realize, and when you have your business, we have to, I call it the dance. We have to dance to get our customers, to pay our vendors, and we also have the people at home, like the cats and dogs and maybe a husband and wife. But we have to make sure that everybody is happy, and that can be a little stressful for a business owner, but you want to make sure that your support system is still there and you have a paycheck for yourself.
If you want to get the dance going, you want to make sure that you know Felicia Jones. Keep up with Mrs. Jones. We'll put her link to her website at ours@experiencepros.com. And coming up, we'll go into the business brainstorm with both Felicia Jones and John Pahalik.
You can't really go out there and say, hey, create a great customer experience and then not do that within your own company.
Stay tuned.